We got our pins installed here, so they're all locked in, ready to go. We have our little letters here so we know which way they go. The last step before assembly is going to be to cut this this dado off, and it might not make sense right away, but after I'm done it will. So the way that looks is we're going to pull this apart. And only on one piece, we're going to go to the table saw and remove this material right here. So let me go walk you to the table saw here and show you what that setup looks like. And then on camera, let's get the dust collectors on and I'll make that cut. Can you use the dust? So we remove that material, and what that's going to allow us to do is slip the back into the drawer. So let me reassemble this, and then we will show you what I'm talking about in more detail. So again, this is why the letters are important, so we can line up the different letters that I've made. So this is the C portion, and we'll go ahead and get this to be where it needs to be. Alright, so now that cut allows us to slip the bottom in and staple it right here. So let's figure out how we want to make the bottom. So what I want to do is measure from right there to right there, go to the table saw, cut a 1/4 inch piece of plywood so it slips into that groove, and then cut it to the length so it's even with the back. So off camera, I'll make this. Now we're ready to glue and assemble the whole drawer box together. So I'm going to pull one side apart. We got a little hammer here, just a little tap. What you're going to want to do is pull all the pins out. And then put glue right here, glue here, and then as you put the pins in, you want to glue the pins kind of about like that. So we're going to fast forward as I do this so it won't be so tedious to watch. So cameraman, keep rolling. Okay, so we got the drawer more or less glued together. Next we're gonna slide our bottom in and staple it in place. When you staple it in place, the drawer box can shift like that. So if you can take a look at here, we have a big gap, and then zoom out a little bit, we can see how when we push the bottom in, it helps the drawer stay square, as long as you're even on the back side here. To nail that in, we're gonna use this thing here, and this thing is out of staples. Pause. We're gonna load the staple gun. Basically, you just unlock that, and then the staples go in, and then this thing operates just like a nail gun, except it shoots staples. So what we're gonna do is plug it in, just like you normally would. And right here, again, we can see that we have an overhang here. If I push down, it's gonna bring the box into square. It's gonna square up the box for us, and then I'll shoot a staple in there so it stays in that position. If you want to, it's not a bad idea to write a quick line right here so you have an idea of where to staple. And we'll pop 4 staples. It's almost ready to set to dry, and what we're going to do is put some clamps on it so it stays in position. And always check with me before you glue your project together. This is the right way. We have the clamp in line with the back and the front, nice and parallel with it. So the clamp is in line with this piece of wood, parallel to. This would be the wrong way to do it. You see how this wood starts to bend out this way? That's not right. So make sure you do it this way, and you'll have a better chance of success. Carefully flip this over, get 2 more clamps on it, and let that dry just like that overnight. And then the next step is going to be to cut our pegs off and fit it into our project.